Bitcoin's recent growth only seems to favor those who have had major holdings of the cryptocurrency, or those with a huge capital base such as the crazy rush of institutional investors that have been buying into it. These are corporations that actually have the buying power in the market, and thus their influx has prompted the coin to surge massively. However, what this means for small-scale investors is that they get phased out of the market. The more Bitcoin rises as a result of the huge buys made by institutional investors, the less affordable it becomes for other small-scale institutional and individual investors. That means that the Bitcoin market is shrinking to accommodate the few who can afford it. However, this is not much of a problem, as this is where altcoins seem to thrive. Many Bitcoin fanatics will consider tagging altcoins as a class of cryptos that merely enjoy the crumbs that fall off of Bitcoin's majestic table. While most of them might have started as lookalikes of the almighty Bitcoin, most altcoins have gradually found their feet and risen to the occasion in challenging Bitcoin while vying for investor interest. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more videos like this one. These altcoins tend to attract very little interest from institutional investors compared to Bitcoin due to their relatively small stature, but they may attract a large number of small investors. When Bitcoin surges, altcoins such as XRP tend to enjoy more attention as well. The alternative options offered by altcoins make people not miss too much about Bitcoin. Altcoins have consistently shown that they can go on marauding runs of their own, and they can also attract institutional investors who would see potential in their prospects and ultimately buy large amounts of their coin. It's only natural for altcoins to rally whenever Bitcoin rallies. Aside from Bitcoin single-handedly drawing huge attention to the cryptocurrency industry, attention which XRP and other cryptocurrencies tend to enjoy a lot, their peculiar characteristics makes them pretty interesting, and hence they get adopted on different fronts. The lack of institutional investors, particularly those based in the US, is evidence that non-US retail investors are most likely the reason for XRP's rebound. If retail investors' increasing appetite is driving XRP's price, it's hard to tell how high the price will go or whether the price will remain healthy in the long term. The weekly gain was bolstered by a spike of around 50% last week, compared to the opening price of 22 cents per token. XRP hit a high of 33 cents, meaning its market cap rose slightly higher for the first time since the SEC lawsuit was announced. Before last week, XRP had lost nearly 60% after it fell from 70 cents to about 22 cents. Then it was a consistent downward ride. The prospects of XRP seem to have suddenly been given a different spark as the price soared back up to 30 cents. This was good news for investors who are happy to have finally seen XRP getting some action of its own. After having its investors put through quite the scare when the lawsuit was announced, it wasn't so obvious what the future looked like, with many holders of XRP looking to bail out on the crypto. The buy and hold principles seem to have been the most preached practice, and investors in XRP have had faith in the crypto for a while. Hence, you can imagine how they might have felt when the coin's future as a currency was placed under the scope. People started imagining the worst possible turn of events, and many decided to sell off the crypto to gain more of other cryptocurrencies. The recent spike has somewhat become the source of renewed hope, though, for holders of the crypto. XRP is trading at 30 cents after getting rejected from the upper boundary of an ascending parallel channel, where its price has been contained since late December. Despite the recent downswing, the cross-border payment token seems to be heading for a reverse and break out of this technical pattern. XRP price dropped almost 15% after hitting a roadblock from the ascending channel's upper trend line. The downswing seems to have been anticipated by the TD sequential indicator, which flashed a sell signal as XRP approached the overhead resistance. Ripple is trading between the 200 SMA resistance and the 100 SMA on the 4-hour chart. The cryptocurrency market has slowed down the drastic upward movements apart from Bitcoin's surge to a new all-time high at $40,425. However, some select altcoins continue to tower the crypto horizon with their massive gains. Ripple almost hit 40 cents after the breakout on the 7th of January. On the upside, the 200 simple moving average limited movement. In the meantime, XRP is trading at 32 cents while buyers fight to take control over the price. Immediately below the current price level, 30 cents is the pivotal level that must be kept intact to avoid attracting high overhead pressure. XRP buyers must also keep their eyes on 40 cents because breaking above the critical level would pave the way for gains above 60 cents. XRP USD stays on the front foot while taking the bids near 0.336 during early Friday. In doing so, the quote stays above the 21-day SMA for the first time in over 3 weeks, amid bullish MACD. Mid-2020 low becomes a strong support for bears to watch. At first, Ripple XRP did not show any sign of actually joining the other altcoins in the rallies, when it fell to about 43 cents and then to 31 cents, and then 24 cents, before settling at 22 cents. Now, holders of XRP might have something to look forward to as the days progress. This chart shows the potential of XRP to break through a new resistance line set at 38 cents, as it aims for a possible high of 46 cents. Ripple is ready to go higher because price bounced from support zone and probably can reach resistance level soon. The price can break it and go up the resistance zone. And this chart shows the prospect of XRP for this week. The bulls took control again on Ripple XRP and pushed upward the entire week. Will we have another bullish week for Ripple XRP? Or is it time for a deep retest before the bullish trend resumes? Ripple XRP formed an objective, valid, symmetrical triangle in red, so let's see if we get another impulse now. Our trigger for the buy is after a momentum candle close above the last swing high, 0.33 for extra confirmation. And if the last swing low is broken down with a momentum candle, then we can expect a retest till around our lower green zone. The triangle is broken, but there's still not enough trading volume to develop a strong movement. In this case, as you can see, we'll be looking for new buy setups to form. This chart supports that analysis by reflecting the trend line's rise to the pink broken lines as it lifts out of the small red rectangular zone and lies on the border to the significantly larger green space that stretches as high as 77 cents. It is quite detailed in covering the period of dip that preceded it. The pink broken lines represent the resistance which has been broken and now acts as the support on which the price trend of XRP is sitting. Now looking at this XRP chart, we can see that XRP did not have a sustained breakdown of the head and shoulders pattern. While the price did briefly break down below the neckline of that pattern, it quickly recovered back above it. Since then, XRP has printed this Adam and Eve formation on the chart. You can see the dotted blue resistance level that it will have to surpass for a breakout. If we do see an upside breakout of this pattern, the major resistance level is at 0.37. From there, there's more resistance at 38 cents and then 39 cents. The size of this Adam and Eve pattern has a price target above those levels at 40 cents. But we will have to observe how price responds to that overhead resistance if we do not see an upside breakout. This chart shows the price breaking through the first target price level of 30 cents as it rises above the upper trend line. This has happened during the weekend. A white arrow was drawn to show the potential direction of its rise towards a third target price, which is 45 cents, which would represent a total of 120% increase from its closing price of 20 cents in 2020. If the price consolidates above the upper trend support line, we expect it to go higher than it already is. This last chart reflects the establishment of a downward sloping support line for the crypto as the trend line proceeds towards the end of the year. The second trend line was established above the price trend line, representing a triangle, which gave the price trend line a wedge-like pattern, and it closed at the edge of the upper trend line at which it was expected to rise or fall. If it were to fall, it's not expected to fall below the lower sloping trend line, though that would mean the price of XRP would be as low as 11 cents. But if it were to rise, the analysts predicted two price target levels. Target 1 is valued at 30 cents, while target 2 is set high at 38 cents. Currently, this prediction holds for XRP. Question is, how soon will the coin hit the second target at 38 cents? Now, crypto experts are anticipating a continuous increase in the value of XRP. Though it's expected to test its support levels in a pullback, we think that would bring its price from its current 31 cents to a probable all-time high this year. We think XRP holders shouldn't resign just yet. The hopes of the crypto hasn't diminished, and it's only going to get better and better. We hope you found this video informative. Now don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. XRP price seems to be rising, but where do you think it'll hit next? Should we expect a pullback before a major rise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. While you're here, go ahead and check out one of our other videos. See you next time.